Welcome to Halterm. Your safety and the safety of every person who visits or works in our terminal is our #1 priority. We ask you to take a few minutes to watch this video. It'll guide you through the rules we have in place to protect you and everyone around you during your time in our busy terminal. For your sake, your family's sake, and for the sake of every other worker, visitor, and their loved ones, please pay close attention. At the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of your safety responsibilities as you go about your business at Halterm. If you have questions after you've watched the video, please ask your Halterm guide. Your life and that of others depends on every person admitted to the terminal understanding our rules and conducting themselves in a safe and secure manner. As a subcontractor working at Halterm, the safety and security rules are very specific and must be complied with at all times. Failure to comply will result in disciplinary action, with the most severe action being a total ban from entering the terminal. We take everybody's safety and security that seriously. After you've watched this video, we will give you a double-sided laminated sheet. On one side will be a map of the terminal with the various areas and routes you'll see on the video, shown in color. On the other side is a summary of the rules you need to know and comply with while in the terminal. At the bottom of the sheet, we will ask you to print your name and sign an acknowledgement that you have seen the video and understand your responsibilities. You must show the signed sheet each time you enter Halterm. Your signed sheet belongs to you. It cannot be given to another person. Security is critical in our business, and you will already have discovered that nobody enters the terminal without some form of restricted area pass, which must be displayed above the waist. Our entire site is a restricted area. Be aware that our extensive video network monitors and records activity throughout the site. You could be on camera at any time. If you see any suspicious activity, for example, suspicious packages, unattended baggage, weapons, explosives, dangerous substances or devices, people attempting to climb the fence or enter the terminal via a small boat, or anything else that rings an alarm bell in your mind, tell security immediately. How do you know if something is suspicious? Trust your instincts and report anything that seems abnormal to you. For example, a package might be unlabeled, have excessive wrapping, an odd shape or smell, be making sounds, or have visible stains or leakage. A person may seem excessively nervous, be inappropriately dressed or constantly adjusting clothing, be muttering or talking to himself. They may be posing as a government official, but without identification, entering as a truck passenger, but without authorization, or even be a stowaway from a ship. Your vigilance should become one of our security strengths. Our perimeter is fenced in with barbed wire as an additional deterrent to intruders. Security frequently patrols the perimeter 24 hours a day. Dress to be seen and be safe. When you are working in the terminal, you must wear high-visibility personal protective clothing and use the equipment required for your location or activity. When working with harmful substances, always check the safety data sheets for PPE recommendations. You cannot enter the terminal without a Class 2 high-visibility vest. Your footwear, apart from in specified PPE-free zones, must be CSA approved, that is slip-resistant and steel-toed. CSA approved Type 2 hard hats must be worn in all specified areas. Our recommended color-coded hard hat system is yellow for maintenance, blue for lashers, and white for all others. Clearly marked high-noise areas require earplugs, adding earmuffs when the noise level is above 104 decibels. Depending on your job, eye protection and properly fitting hand protection may also be required. Beware of high-voltage equipment. Halterm uses a lockout tag system to control hazardous energy during equipment maintenance. You must be authorized to lock out equipment. Never remove a lock, tag, or sign that's been placed to isolate equipment. If you work within 6 feet dockside of the pier, you must wear an approved personal flotation device. If working at height, from an unguarded structure or vehicle, temporary structure or ladder, you must wear fall arrest equipment. Hazardous acts or behavior must be reported. Use this hazard reporting, or AIM card. Fill it out and place it in a drop box in the hot room, administration building, or garage. You do not have to provide your name. All incidents, including near misses, personal injuries, spills, and property damage, must immediately be reported to the shift manager or garage superintendent for investigation and corrective action. Current security levels, MARSEC levels, are displayed on a sign in front of the security building. Level 1, normal operations. Level 2, increased security measures with extra guards, patrols, and vehicle inspections. Level 3, an imminent threat. The terminal will be closed and everybody instructed to leave, including you. If you are required to drive in the terminal, the speed limit is 15 kilometers per hour through the truck marshalling yard and gates, and 30 kilometers per hour on the pier in ideal conditions. Always use four-way flashers or a beacon light. Use of a cell phone is prohibited when driving or walking through the terminal. Obey all stop signs and traffic markings, and be aware of the location of pedestrian walkways. Don't park or drive in hatched areas. Pedestrians have right-of-way, as do trains. Be aware of truck lanes and vehicle movements, and slow down even more in bad weather and poor visibility. There are hundreds of moving vehicles on our property in any given day. The basic traffic flow pattern is south to north, with arrows painted to mark exceptions. Do not make U-turns unless in designated areas, and look out for trains, which will always be escorted by security vehicles with flashing light and siren. Never cut between the escort and train. When moving around on foot, always use the pedestrian walkways. At haul term, we need everybody to react quickly and appropriately in the event of an emergency. Listen to directions and make sure in advance you know exactly what you were supposed to do. Be prepared to assist emergency responders if needed. We define emergencies as injury to people, fire, environmental spill, security concern. Specific procedures are in place for each type. First aid kits, fire extinguishers, spill kits, eye wash stations, and automated external defibrillators are located throughout the terminal. Trained first aiders are always on site. If you see a fire, raise the alarm at the nearest pull station, or use your radio. If safe, try to extinguish it yourself after raising the alarm. Remember the term PASS. Point, aim, squeeze, sweep. If an evacuation is ordered, proceed as directed to the closest muster stations. We have 4. At the stevedores hot room, the main office, the north gate, and the breakwater fence station W. All are identified by yellow paint. At haul term, we also place high priority on protecting the environment, which includes the air, the harbor, the land, and the groundwater. And we are certified to ISO 14001, the International Environmental Standard. We have strict environmental controls on our operations and expect every worker and visitor to comply. We must ensure our activities don't have an adverse impact on the delicate marine and land environment in which we operate. This includes protecting it from spills. We have trained people on site to contain and clean up any spills, but we'll call in third parties if needed. Use of floor dry is the most common method. Controlled products are accompanied by a safety data sheet with specific information on containing spills. Please immediately report any spill or leak to your shift manager. You can also help reduce our environmental footprint by reducing the use of paper. For example, double-sided printing, toner cartridges, and other consumables, and by using the recycling containers around the terminal buildings. Always be conscious of how your activities could affect the environment and strive for constant improvement. Your role is critical to haul term achieving its objectives and targets. Avoid idling in vehicles. No idling is permitted at posted stops at the gate in and gate out, or on the gate in scale and lift gate and gate out at lift gate. Environmental responsibility guides all our decisions and activities, including how we handle, transfer, and store oil, fuel, and other hazardous materials, and how we operate and maintain our equipment. We strive to minimize our impact on the environment. Our integrated management system focuses on operational excellence. Our policy framework underpins minimization of environmental impact, promotion of employee awareness, incident prevention, including pollution, promotion of stewardship activities, and continuous improvement. Please work with us to ensure that everything you do complies with our HSSE system. If you're not sure, ask. If possible, take part in our employee training programs. Finally, we expect all people on site to behave in a professional manner and in accordance with our code of conduct. That is fairly, honorably, and in a way that inspires public confidence. We will not tolerate physical or psychological violence or any form of bullying and harassment. Again, there are no exceptions. Do not make inappropriate comments about Halterm staff, management, or the organization on any form of social media. If you have a complaint, bring it to us in person. Smoking is prohibited inside any workspace, including vehicles, offices, and equipment. If you must smoke, do it only in designated areas of the terminal: the side of the administration building, the side of the garage, outside the hot room, and outside the ZIM office. Welcome to Halterm. Thank you for taking a few minutes to get to know us better.